JAYBR33ZY back in, you know what I'm saying? Gotta take a little quick break, but hey, we are back. Got my 10.0 loadout. Sorry about that. I try to mute my mic every time I cough, but obviously it doesn't work that way all the time. So hey, it's all good. Just checking my dashboard right now on Twitch on my phone, which I absolutely love. So shout out to Twitch, the Twitchers, Twitchians, Twitchettes. Try not to forget anybody and don't want anybody to get offended. So hey, if you use Twitch, suck dick, or suck girl, or suck in general. Yeah. Anyways, back at it. Let's see. I cannot express to you guys how much I really do enjoy this game right now. So yeah, as I was telling you guys earlier, differences and whatnot. Obviously, Destiny, D2, D1, whatever D you want to give it, D8 million, I don't know. It is different, but it shares a lot of similarities in terms of this game. You know, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say Warframe went into like its beta and started progressing, I want to say back in 2013, and then Bungie came out with what was it called, Destiny in 2014. So there's some players out there, the hardcore Warframe players, that are just like, Destiny totally copied Warframe. And I don't think that's true. Like I said, there is similarities, but there's not. I mean, I don't know. I think they're different. Obviously, you know which one I prefer because that's the one I'm streaming and playing. So hey. But yeah, as I was saying, I read an article online yesterday. Me and my brother-in-law were talking about it. They came over Mother's Day, had a little family shindig thing, and we were just talking about gaming and just talking about D2 in general and just how Bungie needed to get its community back. So, I mean, you really don't hear about Destiny 2 a whole lot anymore. I go into my local GameStop all the time just because the manager there and a lot of the employees are really cool guys, and we always talk and we're always chatting about something, and they're just like, Destiny 2's dead, and I didn't really believe it, not because I didn't want to, just because, I mean, the game's only been out, what, 6-7 months? And this is kind of their first expansion, I guess, that they released. Obviously, it's really big right now on Twitch. Yesterday, it was in the top 10. I think today it's like in the top 5. I could be wrong though, so don't take my word on that. I do know a lot of people are playing it right now, especially PC gamers. They have the 4K, 60 FPS. I know Xbox One, PS4 Pro also got the 4K dynamic scaling update as well, but obviously there's still no 60 frames per second. That is only PC, and that's just with I guess that's just what Nvidia and Activision, Bungie, Blizzard, all that stuff. So anyways, the only thing I can see that really kind of turned off players to the whole Destiny thing was the microtransactions. I know a lot of people are going to say, hey, Warframe has microtransactions too. You're right, they do. You do have an option to purchase what they call platinum. Alright, so you can buy platinum and you can buy whatever you want to use with that platinum. Now I will also say this, you can grind for almost every single thing, maybe not the cosmetic stuff, but you can legitimately grind and play to your heart's content to get whatever weapon you want. That's truth. Whatever, you know, there is no pay to win in this game. There just isn't. I mean, the whole issue everybody had too with Star Wars Battlefront 2. I mean, you hear loot boxes and a lot of gamers cringe and want to just throw their controllers and their keyboards and their mouses at the developers and say, you guys suck, here's the middle finger. But that's not the case always. I know Call of Duty's been doing it for a while with their whole Call of Duty point system. I mean, you can purchase crazy amounts of in-game currency for guns and weapons and stuff like that. And to me, I do believe that Call of Duty is pay to win, but I also know Call of Duty also is a skill-based game as well. There's not a lot of people that like it because you're talking the whole time and you're getting yelled at by 11 and, you know, 10-year-olds saying stuff about your mom and, you know, all that stupid stuff. It's kids being kids, you know. They think they're the best, and we do as well. That's truth right there. So, you know, when Bungie built the whole sequel around Destiny, the Eververse, just the real money economy, and the adjustments they did poisoned many of the features, I believe, that have been slightly improved over the original game. And what I mean by that is, I think Destiny 1 had a bigger paywall than Destiny 2 does. But these loot boxes, what are they called? Just on my mind. The engrams. Alright, so you get the engram loot boxes, and they were filled with cool and useful stuff in Destiny 2. But, you know, there was a lot of stuff where people were just like, you have to buy enough of them just to collect stuff you wanted, you know? So even though you're paying a stupid amount of money for a certain game, and then you're on top of that paying a stupid amount of money of real world money for in-game currency to get a chance to buy something that you want. And that's the thing I didn't like about Destiny 2 is you can see what you're getting, but you're not guaranteed that item necessarily. So, you know, Bungie burned a lot of players. A lot of good faith they had in them with all the BS, and I felt like they were trying to rig the experience system to prevent players from earning way too many free loot boxes. And same can be said for a lot of freemium games, but here's the deal, they're free. Alright, freemium. Now there's a premium you can pay, but it's free to play. I personally think that Destiny 2, if Destiny wants to come back, if Bungie doesn't want to, but let's say Blizzard and Activision take it up and say, hey, we want this to continue growing, man, you guys make that thing free to play. Open it to everybody, every console, and you guys can, you know, get your loot boxes. You guys can sell the crap out of those, and people will buy them. I'm sorry. You can see the success that Fortnite is having. It's a freemium game. Now, the difference with Fortnite though is obviously totally different game. And I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not a big fan. I do like to play it with friends. I just, I don't know. I'm not a builder. I'm not a master builder, okay? I'm not someone who enjoys the entire process of building quickly and stuff like that. It takes time, practice. I'm not good at it. I have no shame in even saying that I don't, because I'm not good at it, and that's okay. I know some people, even Twitch players, you got people like Ninja, that these guys are just, man, these guys are very skilled, very talented players when it comes to Fortnite, and I love watching them play because it's outstanding performances. When you see them play, it is legitimately like nothing you will see online, you know, whether you're playing on Xbox, PS4, or whether you're playing on PC. I'm sorry, you're just not going to see players of that high caliber come into a game and just be like, boom, here I am. And that's what I like about watching, you know, people like Ninja. There's another guy I watch, and I'm actually kind of, I feel bad for not even knowing his name off the top of my head, but he was in the recent championship they did in Vegas, and man, he actually died to a glitch, I think, and fell to his death, and I was like, oh man, that sucks, because this guy's actually a way better builder than I think Ninja is. But Ninja's overall, you know, great strategist for the game. So going back to that, I think Epic has really done a outstanding job with that. It's free to play. There are cosmetics that you can buy that can really show off your character in ways that suit you, your personality, your gameplay, which I think is fantastic. You should really want to be able to do that stuff, and I think it's a little high priced for what you're getting, but as you guys can see from what they did with the console base, the PC base, and even iOS, and once it comes out to Android, when it hits the Android OS system with Google's Play Store, their profits are going to just, I mean, sky high roof. I mean, sky's the limit for them right now. But microtransactions, pay to win walls, nobody's ever liked them. And honestly, I think that's what's ultimately killing Destiny 2. You know, I do like the story. I like the lore that they have. But if I want to read lore, if I want to hear cool stories, I'll read a book. I'm not going to spend $60 on the game and have to output even more just for stuff I might get. Now, if there's an expansion and you say everybody gets this and this and this, everybody gets the same thing, I'll buy the expansion. Of course, you know, if it's going to add on to the depth of the game, I will. But if you want players like myself and even others, that you want them to stick with you with any franchise over long term, you periodically just can't take away everything. And I think that was the craziest part about all this, is everybody who played so hard and so lengthy amount of hours into Destiny 1, going into Destiny 2, it was starting from the bottom. So the gear, I think, was obviously just too flat. I really do. I don't think it was anything special. I definitely did not like the shader stuff. I thought that was kind of, it wasn't what I was wanting, but you know, Destiny 2 lets everyone, you know, reach the power cap by doing weekly milestones. There's a lot of games that do that as well. But for what you're getting, I don't think it's worth the price. I don't. Even the PvP changes were very unpopular from what I've seen. You know, Bungie switched from, I think it was a 6-on-6 PvP format to a 4 versus 4 format. I think they slowed the time to kill of virtually all weapons, and I guess all the powerful weapons or whatever got moved. So I don't know. The PvP metagame, I think it's broken. But we can say that about a lot of games today. So you know, of course, with their masterwork system, I think that came out right after Curse of the Osiris. It was allowing players to improve weapons and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's not something that I'm gonna be pouring money into anymore, and that's kind of why I stopped back in January. I just stopped playing it, period. You know, it was no longer the game for me. It was no longer something that I wanted to continue spending money on. So right here, in Destiny, you'd be spending about a good $5-10 on every single color change. That's ridiculous. I get it. People gotta make money. I understand that. I'm not trying to take that away from anybody. I just think it ruins the fun for a lot of people, you know? So, let's go. Let's see what we can get into right now. So, alright. The planes. I got an 80% progress on that right now. Let's see. It's the last one I just did. Let's see. Capture, spy, rescue. I'm gonna go ahead and do Vanera. I'm gonna do this capture mission real quick. And for those of you guys that say that the gameplay on this is repetitive, I won't say that you're wrong. I will say though that it's fun. It really truly is. Even stuff like that. You know, Headhunter, get 10 headshots. It gives you in-game stuff. It gives you special XP stuff for getting a chance to try to get some of those. So 10 headshots. Normally with the bow, for me, is not that hard. But obviously, as you guys can see, changed to an assault weapon. I know the whole, I guess, primary basis of the bolts, where they have these abilities, so it kind of changed up gameplay a little bit. But so as you can see, you just boom, shock them. Some people, it'll just like give them a quick like stun per se. So this isn't too bad. I know there's better weapons out there, but you guys only come when searching for So smart. Alright, that's number 4. Oh man, I didn't even think I didn't even think those would count as headshots, considering, I don't know, my opinion, they don't really have heads. But I could be wrong. Of course you do.
Time to break in. Breach complete. We're free to proceed. Looks like heavy activity ahead.
Alright. But anyways, that would be my no more ranting of Destiny 2. Because I'm not gonna bash anybody who plays it. It's a good game. Just not the game for me. To each his own, right? I know there was a whole battle with Call of Duty and Halo. And everybody's like, you're not getting an authentic experience in playing Halo. It's like, what? But Call of Duty you are? And the closest, I guess, army simulator that I can think of is, I want to say Arma. Bro, who are you trying to hit? So, yeah. If you guys hear any crunching or anything, that's me. Have it popped up in there. Partially due to, I really hate having to constantly apologize for coughing, and sometimes I'm too late to mute the mic, so one or the other. And this dude's just standing here like, back. Who the heck set off the alarms?
Let's override the security. Override successful. Let's get going.
Whoa, buddy. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Whoa, oh, freaking Now there's two. It's always hard to figure out which one to kill. Where'd you go? Man, okay. So even if you hit its little power peak, this thing right here drops bombs, I believe. Because I found out real quick, those are not power-ups. Somebody's shooting. And you know, I gotta say, I do love a game that rewards you for exploring. You know, exploring the world, exploring everything it has to offer. I failed? Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Yay. So, anyways, quick reminder, giveaway time, guys. Giveaway month. Let's go. Trying to hit that 100 followers, trying to hit that little mark. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. It's all good. But I'm going to be giving away a copy of State of Decay 2. Basically, I mean, hey, Xbox One exclusive, as well as PC, with the Xbox One, I guess, Play Anywhere. Yeah, I figured that's what they called it, but...
We received intel that somebody vital to enemy operations is here. Find them and capture them.
I could always be wrong. So, just in case that I am. No. Don't touch that. It's not for you. Uh-oh. Bro, stop. Accept your fate. That's it. I'm just gonna shock your butt. Did I just absorb his soul?
We'll interrogate the captive back in base. Your
I don't
part
think
is
that's
down
okay.
here for now.
Where'd he go? Man, don't do it. Told you. Hey, you wanna see me? Alright. Let's go on, get the hell out of here. But anyways, yeah, you guys that are watching, let me know what you guys think about the recent events of D2, and of course, you know, we all expected something different. You know, I was not a big fan of Destiny 1 when I started playing Destiny 2. I really played because I'll be just completely honest. It's gonna be. I only played it because my brother-in-law and my sister play it. That was really the only reason why. And they had a lot of fun playing it. So I figured, hey, you know what? I don't particularly like the game, but I'll give the second one out. You know, I'll give it a try because, you know, I do enjoy playing with others. I do enjoy, especially with my family. It's just a lot of fun that can be had. So, last night when my brother-in-law was here, me and him were talking about Destiny. I brought him to where I was gaming before they got here for dinner, and I was showing him Warframe, and he played it in the past, and I was telling him I did too, and I told him, dude, it's changed a lot, and I was just showing him everything it had to offer, even this, you know, dynamic open world environment that they have brought. I think it was just really, really incredible. And everything in me too wants to go to the TennoCon this year. So, you hear that? Warframe devs. I love y'all. If you want to give me a free ticket, hey, I will be there. And I will wear a I Love Warframe shirt. Just for you guys. I know somebody's like, what a sellout. There's nothing wrong with supporting developers that you enjoy, especially when it comes to games that you like. I mean, come on. Everybody that went to go see the World of Warcraft movie, as horrible as it was, okay, it wasn't horrible. It just was not what I wanted it to be. I actually want to go see that with my brother-in-law as well. We're going to go see it opening day. We were just so pumped for it, even from the first cinematic trailer. It wasn't even a trailer. You know, I believe it was like a VR360 promo they were doing on YouTube at the time, and I thought it was just cool. And we were pumped for it. We really were. And like a lot of other stuff, I know a lot of people hate video game adaptations. I didn't get a chance to actually go see Tomb Raider. I really wanted to go see that just because I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan. I love games like that. Uncharted 4, masterpiece of the game. Rise of the Tomb Raider, equally amazing. I'm probably gonna get some flack for that one, but hey, whatever. To each his own, right? And I just really did expect a little bit more in terms of I guess the movie. I mean, I know there's not a whole lot you can really hope for in a video game movie adaptation, just because it's been ruined so many times. I mean, they've killed the Hitman franchise. Not the game. The game is freaking amazing, especially the most recent one Square Enix did. Beautiful game. Beautiful game. What was another one? Oh, the god-awful Tekken movie. Golly. I don't know what they were thinking.
Your chosen
And
Warframe suits you.
man, I don't know if you guys saw my past stream, but I love fighters. I love fighting games. Mortal Kombat was really one of my all-time favorites. But unfortunately, I didn't get that with okay, so I guess I can do the same in both. Alright, that's fine. I didn't really get that with the movie. Now I will say this. As horrible as it is, Mortal Kombat the movie, the OG original one, is still to this day one of my favorite movies.
Operator, did you hear that? It said
Of all time.
cosmic background radiation is
Why?
a riot.
Mainly cause it was like one of the first big movies my dad actually ever took me to go see. So there's a lot of memory in that game, in that movie, and every time I hear the beginning of that movie, it's just one of those things where I'm just like, yes, you know. But hey, that's me. Anyways, yeah, no, I would love to hear everybody's input in terms of what they thought about Destiny 2, what they think about the recent patch, the recent expansion, I guess you could say. Because I won't be buying it, but I'll watch you guys play it. That I will do. That's what I wanted to see. There's some missions on here that you need the Archwing for. Okay, so yes, this does use silver. Which is cool. I'll probably get it at some point. I mean, Who doesn't want to fly? Alright. We got Lenny. It's a rescue mission. Let's go. But all in all, I think IGN's doing a live stream right now of State of Decay, so if you guys want to check that out,
Intel
you can.
suggests that our person of interest is in the vicinity. Search for the hostage and bring him home.
But yeah, what was it? Yeah, even what IGN had to say. And you guys might have to correct me on this one. The name of the expansion, is it Warman or is it Warmine?
You can't leave without rescuing the prisoner.
That's how
Search
much
him.
of it I've actually really tried to stay away from, I guess. Again, not bashing it, so please don't be that person and be like, oh, he's just a hater. No, I personally don't like the game. Sorry. Oh, did he really activate it?
You've been seen.
What a jerk.
Alarms reset.
So yeah, there's parts of this where I feel like I'm playing Destiny, and there's even parts of it that I feel there's some similarities in terms of like Halo. So for example, the Lotus reminds me a lot of Cortana. The way she talks to you and stuff like that throughout your entire what? I guess I can't pick it up. I don't know if I said this, but IGN had mentioned something about the whole new expansion for Destiny 2. I think they were saying it was basically 2 steps forward, but 2 steps back. And I mean, as gamers, it's very rarely that we all get exactly what we want, and you know, there's very few games out there that really give us that whole immersion of holy crap, this is what every game should be like. And for some of us, that was Skyrim. For some of us, that was Uncharted. For some of us, you know, man, that could have been Super Mario Odyssey. I mean, they're all fantastic games. I know there's a lot of people that hate, what is it? Final Fantasy 15. Because it's not like all the other Final Fantasies. And I really think, to me, it was a good story. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was Final Fantasy 9 or 7 or 12 was good. 12 was good. I won't say it was that good, but it did have a really good story to it. I will say my favorite.
Bypass is done. Go.
Yeah. My favorite Final Fantasy story of all time would have to be Type 0. Whether you played that on the PSP, the original, or if you played that on the recent HD remake they did. It was something totally different. It was such a dark and gritty Final Fantasy that honestly everybody was like, holy crap. The opening scene where you see the dead Chocobo and you're just like, are you serious? Is this real? There's a lot of shock factor into it, but it was the first Final Fantasy game that I had played where it had this very in-depth feeling of realism. Like Final Fantasies always had this just very whimsical fantasy vibe to it, but never this overall grittiness of what the world could potentially have. So that whole opening scene was just kind of like, what the heck? You know, you just see the Chocobo just covered in blood. I guess like one of Makima's friends just covered in blood. I mean, for the first time, you're playing a Final Fantasy game that is rated M, and it's easy to see why it was missed by so many people due to the fact that it was only on the PSP until recently. And I was really stoked about it when they brought it to the current gen consoles, Xbox One, PS4. Still waiting for them to bring it to the Switch, which I totally think they should do. It's not a graphical intensive game by any means, so I know for a fact the Switch can handle it. I mean, the Switch can handle Skyrim and Doom, and I was absolutely impressed that it was even able to play those games. I mean, we all know how huge and big Skyrim is. That's a game you can easily pour 3, 4, 700 hours in, just because there's so much to do. Breath of the Wild, so much to do in that game as well. Wait. Don't kill my person. Please don't kill my person. I don't know if it's with her where you're able to. Yeah. You can give them your secondary weapon. I forgot about that. I know when you do the first rescue mission, that's like the first thing he told me to do. Okay. If you can teleport, why don't you just teleport out of that thing? Wasting my time. Oh, I'm over here killing. Hey, if everything looks shootable, best believe it looks shootable. Alright, let's go. And so yeah, I'm really trying to look for a game I can pour a lot of time into. For those of you guys that were watching some of my streams, I was playing The Division, and I do still play. I do. That's funny. Sorry, that was the little kidding me. I do still play that game. I just know it's not as watched in terms of everything else. I am slightly disappointed though that Fortnite is so high in terms of viewing, just because I don't know, there's so many better games out there. I'm not trying to hate on it. I play it. I do. So I don't know. I just think there's games out there that other people could play, that other people could give a try. I mean, man, there's libraries of thousands and thousands and thousands of games that we all could play. And maybe some people haven't even, played it yet. I mean, I just wish that we had more people that were playing more games, and everybody would watch those as well, because I don't know. Anytime there tends to be a surge of what everybody's doing at this certain point of time, in this moment, in this, I guess, season of gaming, everybody jumps on that train. And they will beat that thing till it's dead. So I don't know if this is real or not. Just got this on my Twitter feed. But apparently there's a possible new accessibility focused Xbox One peripheral, and then I guess it leaked. From the picture, it looks. I guess those are. I want to say little control pads, kind of like what the Steam controller has. It's got a modified D-pad as well. Looks kind of curved in. The menu buttons are all still there as well, though. But there's also another button on there, which I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what that is. Anyways, if you guys want to check that out on Twitter, Walking Cat at H0X0D. You guys go check that out. It looks crazy. I'm looking at it right now, and it looks like it can be charged. I think I see a micro USB, or hopefully a USB-C. Yeah, so from what I'm seeing on this controller, from what it looks like, there's a power button. Alright, so that was the button that I was talking about, which I didn't know what it was, because it has 3 lines next to it, so I figured, hey, maybe that's the menu button, but I can clearly see that they still have the menu button, and the options button is what I'll call it. But on top of that, there's a whole bunch of little things on top of it. They're like engraved. So yeah, I don't know. That's very interesting. I'm not really sure what they would use that for. Huh. Yeah. Alright, so I'm looking at some of the comments on it saying the 2 black circles are A and B buttons. So yeah, if you look, because it looks like a mixture of something. It's like an NES controller and a Steam controller had a baby. But it's the white color palette of the Xbox One S right now. So that's interesting. That'd be very interesting to see. Huh. Alright. Back to killing everything under the moon, stars, sky. And Divinity Original Sin 2 is coming to Xbox Game Preview. Oh man. Alright, so Divinity Original Sin was one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Loved it, very old schooly vibe. I love the mechanics in it, the battle system, the story, the in-depth just of the stuff you can do in the game, and the fact that it was co-op just set it to a whole nother bar for me as well. So the fact that it's finally coming to Xbox is very exciting for me. Because as we all know, and I don't really know why, but nobody makes local co-op games anymore. Nobody. Which I don't understand why. It doesn't take away from, I guess, the online gameplay. I don't know. there's very few online co-op games that you can actually play, or not online co-op, but local co-op. For example, my wife has actually been wanting to play a game and, you know, get on here and stream with me, but she's not exactly a gamer, so I pulled out Call of Duty. What was that? One of the Warfares. My bad, guys. I think it was Advanced Warfare. That's what I want to say, but I could be wrong. Anyways, she has this thing where she can't use both hands. I mean, she can, you know, use a control stick and the buttons and whatnot and the triggers, but moving the character around with the left and the right thumbstick is so foreign to her. So we were playing. I was just trying to teach her how to play, and I put it on a bot battle, just so, you know, she get the feel for it. So, being the caring husband that I am, it was her and 5 bots set on Harden against me, and she kept asking me, why is everybody shooting at me? I was like, they're not shooting at you, they're shooting at me. And so the whole time she thought we were on the same team. She didn't know I was killing her. But she gets this thing where as soon as someone starts shooting at her, she, like, I don't want to say panic, but she said it just raises her anxiety to a new level. So I did get what was it, A Way Out, because I know that game is co-op only, and I've been wanting to play that with her as well. It's just been hard, partially due to the fact that my son got sick, and when he got sick, my wife got sick, and then once my wife got sick, I got sick, and then between all that, you know, still got other kids we're taking care of. So when one of us is down, the other one has to hold down the fort for the other one, make sure our daughters are taken care of. So it's hard getting the time that we do. And so she works, you know, during the day, and I'm doing this, streaming and bringing content to you guys, because this has always been a passion, dream of mine to do. So she, you know, I was telling her about the idea one day, and she said, you should do it. And during that time, I kind of said, really? You know, like, I was waiting for the gotcha, but there wasn't one. So yeah, she's like, I think you should do it, try it, go for it. So here I am, streaming to multiple sites at once, predominantly on Twitch, not because I prefer one over the other, but there tends to be a lot more viewer participation with Twitch, I think Mixer's like an outstanding service as well, but I don't really think it's for streamers who are starting out. That's partially due to, I guess, when Mixer started getting a little bit of momentum, a lot of people from Twitch kind of did a migration there. So newcomers like myself, it was hard for us to get in, you know, into the whole thing, even if you were a pro, you know, member. You paid their premium subscription, which is only like $7. But yeah, I mean, you kind of already had to have some kind of player or fan base on Mixer, which I completely understand. I mean, it's cool. I just think it's really difficult, especially for those of us that...
Alarms have been triggered. You need to retrieve that data before the data destruction is complete.
I gotta get the data. At those of like some of the console players, which I thought was really cool. The integration that Xbox did with Mixer and adding it in there, and how seamlessly you could immediately start streaming to Mixer right off the bat from your Xbox One. I thought that was a really cool thing for them to do. Just because then it gives anybody and everybody that potential to be able to do something like that. But at the same time, I mean, how many people are going to watch famous Twitch user that's now on Mixer versus up and coming, you know, streamer? I think we all know the answer to that question. So some people say, oh, well, it all depends. No. I mean, it's human nature. It's not a big deal. But, you know, you gotta prove yourself. It takes dedication. It takes time. It takes patience. I mean, nobody's gonna... I can't say nobody, because it does happen, but there are very rare instances of these overnight success stories where out of nowhere you just become this huge Twitch sensation, or you know, the next YouTube sensation, YouTube star, YouTube videos. You gotta give people something different. Gotta bring something unique to the table. Gotta give a specific demographic in who you're trying to reach, why you're trying to reach them, and stuff like that, of that nature. And you know, for me, it honestly was, you know, for one, playing the games that people love, but not a lot of people were giving. The time, I guess, if I can, you know, say that appropriately. You know, there's still a lot of games out there. There's still a lot of gameplay that people want to see, you know, played. I mean, there's even games out there that people aren't playing because they haven't seen anyone play them, or any gameplay other than watching something on IGN or you know, Kotaku or whatever what are they, media sites. I want to be able to give that to other gamers, the gamers over. Man, I wish I could see such and such, or man, I really wish somebody would do whatever game. So for me, getting feedback from you guys and somebody saying, hey, I would love to see you do a review or a playthrough of, I don't know, it could be any game. One I did recently, and it was actually for my daughter, was Super Lucky's Tale, I believe. Which, I mean, whole bloody streams. I looked it up the other day, and there was one person on Twitch streaming the game, which is unfortunate because I actually played the game, and it's actually a very fun game. I think IGN kind of killed it though. Not because they wanted to or anything like that, but just due to, oh my god, do I really have to? There's no way to turn this off, is there? They really griped the crap out of the what do you call it? The camera, because you couldn't have full control over the camera. They really hard this that game, which is unfortunate because, again, like I said, I played it and I thought it was a good game. Now, was it Super Mario Odyssey? No. But I will say it's better than any recent Sonic game that's come out, so I mean, take that for whatever it is. Can't even break those open. This is weird. Because I know once okay. Let's see if I can do this before I die. Did I die? And I'm still alive. No, not getting out that way. Oh, you wonderful little energy orb thingies. That way. There we go. This thing's just heavy. Alright. What am I looking for?
Jack it up.
But yeah. Anyways, you know, somebody who streams for the gamers. Now, if you were to tell me, stream Fortnite, not gonna say, all right, I'm gonna stream it this afternoon. There'll be times where I will. I'll stream Fortnite and you'll see it. But there obviously is so many different Fortnite streamers right now that I'm sorry. There's just, I mean, for me, there's not really a cause. When State of Decay 2 does come out, I definitely will be streaming that. I never got into, what is it? Oh, what is that one? The one with the pirates. Listen, I can't even remember. Sea Pirates or Sea of Thieves? There we go, Sea of Thieves. That is like a must co-op game too. I mean, you can play by yourself, but it is very obvious that that game was meant to be played with friends. And I don't have a lot of friends that actually play that game. So, yeah. I streamed it, I think, once. It was alright. It was good. I liked it. Really enjoyed the dynamic water effects that Microsoft.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
That Microsoft did. I was super impressed. I mean, it was kind of like night and day. The Xbox One X version and the Xbox, wait, I can't remember what I said, but anyways, the PC and the Xbox One X version looked almost identical. I mean, it is very hard to even see a difference. Now, in terms of the gameplay, all the pieces are there. Just me, I wasn't feeling it. Disabled the laser. Disabled all the lasers with that. Okay. Let's see. What's that on the way? What's up? But yeah. I'm trying to think of other games that are not as well, I guess, received. Oh, I mean, everybody plays what everybody's playing. I'm just one of those people that likes to play something that nobody else is playing. So when I got back into this, obviously everybody, especially with the new expansion, everybody's still on the hype train for Destiny 2. And I do hope they succeed. I hope Bungie gets its fans back. I hope they can get the target audience that they want. I hope they can win back the players that who kind of just said, you know what, because you don't ever want to see a company like that that has brought immense value to the gaming industry, whether that's what they did with Halo, whether that's I mean, that's pretty much been it. mean, you guys really think about it, the success that Halo brought was an overnight kind of deal. Nobody expected it when it came out for their Xbox originally. It wasn't something that everybody was expecting. And so when we got to see that, alright, that's one way.
Data destruction is imminent. You need to hurry.
Or I can hurry, whichever one. Let's go. Oh my god. Boom. Let's go.
Data integrity verified. Retrieval was successful. We cannot let enemy command know we are there. Eliminate everyone.
What are you talking about? Can't let anybody know we're here. Everybody knows we're here. Wait. How many people have seen this come? Too many people. Anyways, like I was saying, what Bungie did with Halo was really awesome. Without Bungie and what they brought to the Xbox, think about how many times some of us played with friends, even linked consoles to do, tournaments and
doors are locked. Time to break in.
The just countless hours that we would spend playing, 4 versus 4, or, 2v2, or, every man for himself kind of deal. It was a lot of fun to be had. So yeah, I definitely don't want to see Bungie go down for some of this, because I don't even believe it was all of Bungie's fault. I want to say in terms of microtransactions, I'm really gonna say that was heavily done by Activision. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. But at the same time, it is what it is. I'm really hoping that Microsoft can bring some really cool new IPs to the Xbox. I really hope they don't. Because if anybody has played PlayerUnknown's Battleground, I think we all can agree that game is absolutely awful on console. And was it PlayStation 4? You guys are getting H1Z1, which is a fantastic game. to me, that's kind of what consoles need to survive. They need those, for one, not just them being exclusives, but I mean, you guys look at what God of War did. Even though it got some negative flack, I mean, for the whole, what was it, dad and son thing, where he keeps saying, boy. It was a great game, and Sony knocked it out of the park with that one. It was totally different. New mechanics too, something we all thought we already knew. Hopefully, you know, Microsoft does something with Halo, or you know, bring something else back, since they do own Rare. I don't know which one I said. Since they do own the copyrights for, you know, Rare, why can't we get a legitimate successor to Banjo-Kazooie? Not nuts and bolts, but, you know, legitimate. Just, man, I don't know. To me, I would love to see that happen. I think that would be so cool.
Prove your ability with the sidearm. Eliminate all targets.
Alright, so who am I shooting with what?
Ready yourself.
Alright, so you gotta kill enemies wave by wave to get your rank up. I forgot how many waves there are. Just 3? Alright. But anyways,
This test
yeah.
is now complete. Another job well executed.
I would love to see some continuation on what's it called? Trying to think of the name. Killer Instinct. There we go. I'd love to see that come back up. I would love to, you know, get some more of that going and see more of that done. But it is what it is. So I'm gonna take another break. Hopefully, see if I can maybe do a different stream tonight. Maybe I can do a way out. All depends on what time the kids go to sleep, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, for all you guys that watched and followed and subbed, and shout out to you guys. You guys are the real MVP. Don't tell Katie I said that. He'll come after me. Yeah, it's been fun. So this is Jay Breezy. Y'all guys stay breezy. Later.